In this episode of Negative Modifier, we'll be playing the game Delta Green. Delta Green, by design, tackles various mature themes that may be uncomfortable or triggering for listeners. Listener discretion is advised. Hey, it's Charlie, Negative Modifier's Game Master. First off, thank you for giving us a listen. As always, expect something horrible to happen to the players. If you're a fan, support us by leaving a review on iTunes. And if you hate the show, consider doing it anyway and enjoying the fact that you've inflicted us on someone else. For the most up-to-date news in the podcast, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. And with that, time to find the address, but it does exist. It's quite real. You roll up on the house, it's there. It's strange, though, looking at it, like, the house on the left and the house on the right, they're well-maintained. It's not a fantastic neighborhood. It's not a bad neighborhood either. And the house itself is fine, but there's kind of the occasional off thing about it. Like, the front lawn is dead. Kind of walkway, it's a little bit dirty. Like, the outside of the house just seems a little bit not well kept up, I guess is maybe the right phrase for it, but not like so much so that it's obviously bad. But also, looking at the house is hard. We're not quite sure why, but everyone give me a POW check.
All right. POW it is
99 fumble.
Ooh.
A 67% out of 50 failure.
97 out of 55 failure.
Yeah, it's weird. So every time you look at the house for more than like 3-4 seconds, your vision kind of drifts off the left or the right or the above of the house. Like, you literally can't look at the house for more than a few seconds. You just kind of feel like you're drifting away from it vision-wise.
Do I just not notice the house at all?
You know there's a house there, but what's the right phrase for it? You feel less suspicious about the house every passing second?
This guy's just insane.
Yeah.
I'm going to take out my phone, and I'm going to remove the battery.
All right.
Is the phone still on?
It's one of the old school flip phones, right?
Yes.
Nope. Yeah, it's off.
Well, the phone turned off when I took out the battery, so that doesn't really solve anything. It's just that right now I am 0 for 1 on houses trying to kill me, and for whatever reason, I just keep getting distracted.
It's fine. You know what? Before we leave, Rock, do you have anything to say about this house? No?
I raise my eyebrows and look over like, huh?
Look, I already told you about this, and she'll, like, pull out the large rock now.
Oh, I was imagining that this rock was, like, buckled in the
That's
seat
what I was
opposite
picturing, too. Yeah, like maybe like a child carrier or something.
Because
No,
this rock is a
it's
foot
great.
tall.
Yeah, it's, like, in the middle of the seat in the back, and it's got the, like, one strap seatbelt on.
Yes.
Lawrence, how long has the rock been strapped into the back like that?
The entire time.
Okay. You know what? For whatever reason, just the fact that this rock is buckled into the back seat just makes me feel pretty okay about where I am at.
Actually,
where I'm at right now.
Foxtrot, Firestarter, give me an intelligence check real quick.
Okay.
A failure at 65 out of 55%.
Me dumb. Me about to roll. Me fail 51 out of 45. Me dumb fail.
Yeah, I guess the rock's just always been there. It's always been that size, too.
Look, I'm not hearing anything back from the rock, so I don't think this is anything.
How about your hand tattoo?
Yeah, she'll look at her hand. Is it like, heating up at all?
Nothing's reacting to it.
Nothing. Nothing seems to be going on.
I want to do a search. Is there anybody standing outside or people just going on about their day?
Oh, yeah, there's people going on about their day. We'll say it's about like 9-10 o'clock by the time you find it, too. So it's not like peak hours.
9-10 a.m. or p.m.?
AM, sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, people are going about their day. They kind of walk by. Give me a search check, because you asked that question.
Okay. 31 out of 55 success.
No one who walks by the house ever looks at the house.
That's what I thought. So I look over to them and say, remember the last time we were at a house and nobody seemed to notice it? Or notice us as well?
Yeah.
Yep, that's why I took my phone battery out.
Yeah.
Would you guys kill me if I tried backing up into the driveway?
I mean, what else are we going to do at this point?
Let's just try to look at the house again. If it doesn't work, then we'll try to get closer to it. I don't like the idea of you backing up without being able to look at the house because, you know, you won't be able to look backing up.
No, it's fine. I'll just start backing up. I'm just going to whip it like I do like in the Target parking lot when it's no longer my fault if I hit somebody. I'm just going to go. I'm going to try to go in the driveway, I guess.
Do you use the mirrors the entire time you're doing that, or what?
I'm going to use my natural Los Angeles driving instinct to try to back up into this driveway and hopefully not hit anybody.
Give me a drive check.
89% failure.
As he's gonna like kind of back up into the house, if I look at the mirror, can I see the house at all? Because I know you said it's hard for us to actually look at it, but
Yes,
if I were
you
to
can.
I can see it through the reflection of the mirror, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. And I point at the mirror and say, guys, look at the mirror.
All right, so as you say that, Firestarter just kind of rams the back of the car into the curb real hard, missing the kind of slope up or slope down for the driveway by about a foot or so with one of the tires. But yeah, so now that you're looking at it in a reflective surface and not directly at the house, you realize that there's just a giant pile of mail and newspaper and flyers just all over the front steps of this thing. Like, every delivery for easily a year of some kind, it's spilling out of the mailbox and like out of the mail slot. Like, it's just stuff's left there. There's just like a hose half coiled on the yard amongst all the dead grass. Little details you didn't notice previously, but now are kind of impossible to miss as you're looking at it, of something weird, like maybe this house is abandoned or something, are going on.
Okay. I want to do a test. So now that I'm looking at the house through the mirror and I notice that it's there, if I turn back to look at it with my own eyes, does it get blurred up and I can't focus on it again?
Give me another pow check.
87 out of 55 failure.
Yeah, you look away. Now give me a sanity check because you're now realizing what's going on.
Okay. 61 out of 31 failure.
All right, so just 1 point of sand damage. But yeah, again, like, now that you're looking back at the house, you can't look at it for more than like 1 or 2 seconds, and you have to look away. And it's hard to see the details of the house, if you will.
Okay.
You know, I'm in a really great position to just drive forward and drive back to the motel room, because I'm having a moment of lucidity here where I'm thinking this is a half-cocked plan that originated from me. And I'm going to go ahead and just make the executive decision of, let's not leave this decision to me, but to Florence.
So while that's happening, I'm like hyper-focused on this all of a sudden. Are the binoculars still nearby?
Yeah, you can have access to them. That's easy enough to do.
Can I look at the house through the binoculars and I can see the house, or is it still the same effect where it's blurry?
It's the same kind of thing. It's not blurry. You just kind of look away before you can make any details of it. But yeah, through the binoculars, you're still looking away.
Okay. And the side view mirrors, I can see the house if I look at the side view mirrors?
Yeah, you want to look at the house with the binoculars and the side view mirrors? Try and do that nightmare?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard, though, because you're kind of looking at a reflection in binoculars at that point. Because it's a reflection, you're not getting better detail, I guess. You're just kind of zooming in on an image in a mirror at that point. Like, it's probably not giving you more details than you already had just looking in the mirror. It's just kind of making you a little bit woozy.
Okay.
By turning it around, instead of it magnifying, like, have it kind of invert.
I will also, so before I do that, so I'm going to detach, I'm guessing the submachine guns they have scopes in the bag as well? Yep. Okay. I grab a scope and I try to look at the house again through the scope. Can I see anything? Or is it look away before I can make details?
Give me a pow check.
All right. 6 out of 55 success.
Yeah, so you finally kind of fight off whatever keeps like pushing your gaze away, and the house snaps into detail for you. You can even remove the kind of sight away from your eyes. You look at the house and you don't look away this time. And yeah, this house has been ravaged by time. Not a ton of time, but like, if you had to make a guess, 2, 3 potentially years of neglect, or kind of slow creeping neglect.
Okay. So I can make out the house then, it looks like. And so I'm going to look over the team and say, I can see the house. And I can look at it without having to look through a mirror reflection now, right?
Yeah, you're fine now.
Okay. Guys, I can see the house. And it's in real bad shape.
See, this is now just really reinforcing the point of just like, let's prepare.
Well,
let's prepare a little bit.
Well, if we're going to do that, you should at least try to force your eyes to focus so you can see the house.
Well, I mean, like, I could just use the mirror and then kind of figure it out from there.
You're going to try to do a potential operation all through reflective mirror?
God damn it. Fine. Can I take a 5 at looking, or can I take a 10?
No, that's not how it works. But I will say now the spell's been broken. You all can kind of look at the house.
Oh, sweet Jesus, thank you.
Okay. Okay, so Yeah, so they can see the house now. Does anybody notice it yet, or other than myself, obviously?
You all can look at it. Like, I guess like you were all registering the fact that your gaze would wander off the house if you looked at it, kind of thing. And you could just look directly at it, and now you're all seeing the house. It's weird though too, because it almost feels like your memories of the house are filling back in. Like, no, the house has always looked this level of shitty, kind of thing. You're just kind of surprised you didn't react to it previously.
Yeah.
Does it look like other people are noticing the house now too?
No.
Have other people noticed us jump up on the curb with the car?
I haven't driven away. I'm still like on the curb.
Well, I know, but you hit the curb. That makes a noise.
People saw, but then they kind of just looked away pretty quickly too.
Okay.
It's actually a great idea to park right in the driveway because people aren't going to look at the house, and to look at the car, they'll need to look towards the house. So,
well, time to back the car into the driveway.
Oh, now that you can see, it's easy. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's doable.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is I say that like sarcastically to Firestarter.
There.
Look, man, you know I could drive better than this, and I back the car into the driveway.
Yep.
Look over and say nobody's judging you. Okay.
Oh, thank God no one could see this.
Oh no, they saw. They saw.
Well, let's walk around the house, look through the windows.
Sounds like a plan.
Lawrence, is your hand hurting right now?
A hand hurting?
Nope.
Because last time we did this, your hand almost melted off your body.
Didn't happen until she touched the house, from what I remember.
I also held my hand to the house for a long time, so
yeah.
I mean, like as we walk onto the porch to look through the window, I'll grab a banister or something and see if it starts to heat up.
No tingle or no heat, I guess. Yeah, maybe a little bit of like a static shock of some kind, but nothing like what you encountered at the previous weird house like this.
All right, whatever is here is not as powerful as the last thing we dealt with.
Well, that's good.
Before I continue, I'm going to go back to the car really quick. I'm guessing we already got out the car because you touched the banister, right?
Yeah, you've been going around the place.
Okay. Can I pop out the side view mirror? Because I know those can detach without breaking them, but can I detach just the mirror part?
Oh, yeah, this is old enough car that replacing them used to be easier. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to pop that out and carry it with me just in case.
All right.
With my new, insights into the universe and everything, can I make, an unnatural check to see if I can give us more insights on, what the hell's going on with this house and how we might need to prepare?
So what is your unnatural at?
31.
Yeah, so you would just kind of know human beings don't want to look at things they don't want to look at. It's unbelievably easy to subconsciously encourage the human mind to look away from anything that might make it uncomfortable. Humans want to be comfortable as a creature. They don't want to know things. They don't want to see things they can't explain. Making it so it's hard to look at a house is not hard at all.
So theoretically, if we were leaving the scene of a crime, would I have an idea of how to do this?
With more time and study, potentially.
Good to know.
It's more you understand that what they're doing isn't hard. You're not sure how they're doing it or why it's happening, but more what's going on is, I wouldn't quite call it child's play, but it's not difficult. Like human beings subconsciously don't want to see stuff they don't want to. So it's probably tapping into that kind of primal urge to not look at something.
I swear I'm going to be a wizard one day.
You say that out loud?
No.
I think it's cool the fact that you're passively passing unnatural checks, but also knowing the mechanics of this game, how deeply unsettling that is.
Yeah. I really wanted to know what this level of unnatural meant. I know where it is in the handler's guide, and oh man, it's not great.
Nope. All the while you're doing this, I'm straight up rifling through their mail. Who is this addressed to? If there's any kind of important documents or anything else like that I could just straight up open up and see when it's dated.
All the mail's addressed to the Reeses, a couple things for Benjamin, maybe school relating, but mostly it's to either William Reese or Brianna Reese or the Reeses or occupant or resident or homeowner, normal kind of mostly spam mail. People don't get lots of mail. It's actually to them. It's just kind of junk.
Is there anything with a date on it?
Yes.
Cool. How relatively far is that mail date from today's date?
There is nothing more recent than 2 years ago.
Cool. So it looks like mail. I mean, I'm not going to dig through this entire thing, but the most recent thing that I found that was delivered was about 2 years ago. what do we know about this area from 2 years ago? Actually, does anyone have cell signal still?
You still have cell signal.
Cool. Hey, Florence.
Yeah.
Can you call someone real quick? See if there's any kind of major incidents that happened with Benjamin Reese about 2 years ago or so. The newspaper. See if someone can look that up real quick.
I can text Tranche about it, but I don't know who else I'd get a hold of for that.
Oh, we can't call our Geek Squad or fact checkers.
Do we have the numbers of the people who were doing
you never
research
had those.
for us? Yeah, we weren't given that information.
I mean, I will say, like, all the researching you did into the Reeses back at the library, there was never any major event involving the Reeses except for the firing of Detective Weathers 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
It was a lead up.
Okay.
Let's look through the windows and see if we see anything.
Is there a backyard by chance?
There is.
Is it like a fence?
Yeah, it's got one of those kind of like 4 foot tall chain link fences. Nothing super impressive. Again, dead grass, just kind of decaying looking, neglect.
Okay. I kind of want to try to see if I can see anything in the back as well while you're checking the windows. Not like passing the 4 foot chain link fence, but kind of peering over, seeing what's around the corner.
You're not going to find anything, I guess, major outside, maybe like a neglected cup or something, but looking through the windows, you'll see a house that's just kind of, again, the house isn't like caving in on itself, but again, it's got like a thick layer of dust on everything. Give me a search.
55, critical.
Looking at the window, you see two things. First off, you see the obvious thing that there are kind of in the dust across the house, across the floor. There do appear to be relatively fresh or recent or kind of not as old as the dust settling, sort of shuffling footprints. And out of the corner of your eye, kind of as you're looking in this window, you swear you see a person kind of duck around a corner from the room you're kind of looking into, to like maybe they walk past the doorway or something. You swear you see a humanoid figure for a split second walk through.
On alert, everybody, somebody's inside. Surround, make sure they don't have a way out. Let's get in there.
All right. Since we looked around, how many exits are there door-wise?
Just the front and the back.
Just the front and the back. Any easily accessible windows as well?
I mean, it's all ground level. Like, you could jump out a window if you really wanted to.
Okay.
You two are the operators. I should do perimeter security if we're gonna secure the outside.
Sounds like a plan.
Are there signs of a dog?
No.
No signs of dog. Okay.
All right. I run to the trunk of the car and immediately grab the submachine guns for each of us.
All right.
I hand them each out, and then I head towards the front door.
Hey, what if Florence actually stays in the front? You bust through the window and you chase after them, and I go around back. They're not going to expect that shit.
That's a really good point.
Oh, all right.
Florence just needs to aim forward. She doesn't need to do shit.
I'll shoot somebody. I don't care.
Is there a window I can look at that I can get into the house safely through?
Maybe with some effort, maybe a little athletics check. But yeah, that's doable.
Okay. I'm going to bust out the window with one of the batons that we had in the car.
Sure.
All right. Bust the window. Do I need to do anything?
Nah, that's smashing windows easy.
Okay.
I will say that, give me an alertness check as you do that.
Okay. 90% failure out of 72.
Yeah. It makes a sound as you hit it, but I don't say anything beyond that.
Okay. I look into the house. Is there anything weird about the inside before I head on in?
Nah, just dust. Like, again, it's almost like someone froze the house in time and just dust settled in on it.
I take a deep breath and I hop in.
All right, give me athletics. I'll give you a plus 20 for that even, because it's not a super hard moment.
65 out of 59 plus 20 modifier. Success.
Yeah. You kind of like swing your leg in through the window, you bust it out, and you find yourself in the alleged Reese residence.
Okay.
You find yourself standing in what you assume at one point in time was the living room or something along those lines. Like, again, it's like the place is frozen in time, just like life there is stopped. You do see the footprints that are kind of shuffling off across the floor. They seem to go in two directions, into something off to your left and what you'd guess is a kitchen at the end of kind of the living room. You see a dining area, and then farther back towards the back of the house, you assume is where the kitchen is.
Okay. Once I'm inside, I'd like to do a search to see if it looks anything familiar, like we had our last incident with the weird network cables coming to life and the the wires and all that?
No need. It's no, but yes. It's got kind of a similar vibe going on. There's not the same amount of cables everywhere, but you do kind of see occasionally like running across like the baseboard, or maybe like just kind of lazily strewn across the floor, the occasional excessive unplaced cable of some kind.
Okay.
They're not blinking though. It almost feels like it's dead inside. Like it's not. The previous one had life and light and sound and kind of something, a presence to it. This doesn't have that. It feels almost husk-like.
Okay. I've got my submachine gun aimed forward, ready to go. Before I keep stepping forward, I want to also just do a general alertness check, since my paranoia kicks in, realizing I'm getting a similar vibe.
Yeah.
I roll 8 out of 72 success.
You hear what maybe sounds like a moan or a groan or muffled voices coming from the kitchen.
Okay. Is there enough light that I can make out what the area looks like, or is it like dark?
It's the middle of the day and you're near a bunch of windows, so like that level of lighting. It's not like none of the lights are on for the record, but the room does have a bunch of kind of natural lighting from the windows going on, so it's not by any means dark.
Okay. And do the windows have curtains?
Yeah, but they're open.
Okay, they're open curtains. Okay, so there's a bunch of natural light. Okay. Firestarter, are you just hanging out in the back, or I should ask, yeah, is Firestarter going to come into the back, or was I just going to go in by myself?
I was waiting until you kind of finished up your scene, because I was going to say that once you bust through the window, I was going to go through the fence and run around the back to make sure no one was heading out back.
Yeah, no one's coming out the back.
Okay. So I yell out and say, living room looks clear. I'm hearing something in the kitchen. Heading over, and I slowly take steps forward, even though it's fully lit, towards the kitchen area, with my gun aimed forward the whole time.
So I guess I want to know, while he's doing that and I'm running around back, is there any kind of easy access, or is there a door?
I mean, the rear doors are sliding doors. You're familiar with sliding doors as Delta Green agents. They're quite easy to get through.
Is it open, or is it unlocked?
You can try it.
I can try the sliding door.
Yep.
Cool.
It slides open slowly. I will say, kind of, as you walk up to it, you see kind of seated in a corner of the kitchen what looks like a emaciated, frail-looking woman of some kind, just kind of sitting on a chair in a corner of the kitchen, looking out the back door. She does not respond to your presence in any way, shape, or form.
So I'll have my gun out, and I'll slowly open the door. Do I hear Foxtrot as he calls out?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. As he's doing that, I make my way towards the kitchen. How many rooms am I passing, or how many? What's the hallway description, or rooms near me leading up?
So you can't see the hallway from where you're. You can see the room you're in empties out into the hallway. The dining room area empties out into the hallway. The kitchen that Firestarter's now in, it has a smaller kind of table on one side and the kind of main kitchen area on the other, kind of like you'd have in a typical kind of suburban home at that point. That the hallway kind of dead ends to it on the kitchen side of it. So looking into the hallway, it just appears to be like a 4.5 foot wide hallway with some other doors off of it, but you can't get much details as you're walking by them.
Okay.
You have to go out to the hallway to see.
Okay, so as I'm heading towards the hallway towards the kitchen, I am scanning around where I am. So I'd like to run another alertness check as I'm walking closer to the hallway.
Sure.
96 out of 72 failure.
Nah, nothing aside this kind of groaning sound coming from the kitchen.
Okay. As I'm also walking, since I have the mirror on me, I want to kind of look generally as I'm walking around the room a little bit through the mirror. Does it look different, or does it look the same?
No difference.
All right, I'll pocket the mirror for now and make my way towards the kitchen.
As I pop in, I yell out, Foxtrot, there is someone here, non-responsive, but looks like alive. Keep sleeping, I'll keep watch on this one.
Okay, so as he says that, as I get into the hallway, what's the first room I can get to from the hallway from where I came from?
Let's say you're at the dining room at this point. So kind of directly across the hallway from that is what appears to be what you guess would be a bathroom. And kind of in the hallway you're looking at it, there is the kitchen on your right, a door right before the kitchen, and then at the kind of near the front of the house, another door. So there's 3 doors off this hallway.
Okay. I'll check the first area, which is the dining room, right? You said that's the first area that's closest to me?
So you're in right now. If you were going from where you came in, the kind of living room area towards the kitchen, you're in the dining room. That's the zone you entered into.
Gotcha. Okay. So I came into the living room, but now I'm in the dining room.
Yeah, they're connected. They're just kind of two visually distinct spaces, but not physically separated.
Okay. Now that I've stepped into the dining room / area, I want to run both an alertness check and a search to see if there's anything out of the ordinary.
Don't need to right now. There's nothing.
Okay.
Aside for the occasional kind of weird cable and, again, the sound coming from the kitchen, that fire service in there is definitely coming from the woman.
Okay. And no signs of the cables having any kind of life or glowing.
No,
or
no
anything.
blinking lights, no movement of the cables. Again, I would describe this place as husk-like.
Okay. I'm going to go door by door and save the kitchen for last. So I'll go towards the first door that's available to me and look and see what's there.
Yeah, it's a bathroom. That's one directly across from that area. It's just a normal bathroom.
Okay. I'll yell, bathroom's clear, and then make my way to the second door.
While Foxtrot is doing that, I want to do a quick look around the kitchen to make sure like I'm the only one here, because I want to approach the woman to use my first aid skill to kind of assess the situation.
All right, so give me a search.
Sick. 30% success?
No, aside for the woman, you are alone in the kitchen. Also, you see kind of the occasional cable sticking out of thing. All the appliances are dead electronically. Like, it matches up kind of with that part of the previous house you're in. But beyond that, yeah, nothing.
Cool.
Okay.
I want to use my first aid skills to triage what's going on. Check for vitals. Check to see if there's any kind of like injury or anything else on the woman.
Yeah. All right, let's see that first aid.
11 out of 71 critical.
All right, so you're kind of down there. Like, she's not alive, but she's not dead. There is technically a heartbeat, but it's unbelievably faint. We're talking like 1 beat per minute, like some hibernation thing. And as you're kind of checking her out medically, like it's weird. Like, you describe her as almost mummified, like she was drained of something. As you're kind of checking her out medically, you notice the heartbeat is super low. But now that you're close and kind of checking on her, the heartbeat's picking up slowly. Give me a dodge.
Oh, fuck my life. 9% success. Oh my god. I actually.
Right.
Oh my god.
It happens in a blur, and you only manage to kind of like get a knee and like launch yourself backwards out of the way across the kitchen as just her head and then kind of her torso down to kind of her abdomen splits open, and just a kind of whip of various cables going in every direction as they kind of just almost like half dive out of her exactly to where you were standing and half like engulf around the space you were in like a Venus flytrap of some kind.
Cool. Awesome. I just start yelling, cables, abort, abort. I am trying to make it out the back.
Foxtrot, you're in the bathroom right now, so you hear Firestarter start yelling, cables, abort, abort. What do you do?
Since he yelled abort, I'm going to gun it back out the front and...
Like, go out the front door?
Yeah.
All right, so do you stop to open the front door, or you try and ram through it?
And I almost want to try to jump out the window since that's where I came from originally.
That would be harder, for the record, but I get it.
Okay. No, I'm just going to fucking... As I'm running towards the door, basically shoot the doorknob or like the hinge, like not so much the hinge, but like basically shoot the door enough that I can kick it open by the time I get there.
Sure. Do you get there? Give me an alertness.
Okay. 35 out of 72 success.
All right, so out of the corner of your eye, you see the door room at the end of the hallway swing open, and standing in the doorway is a kind of a drained, almost mummified looking male figure this time. It looks at you and starts stumbling towards you slowly.
Can I get to the dining room area? So he's at the end of the hallway.
No, he's like a 1.5 feet away from you, 2 feet tops.
Okay. Did it explode into cables, or is this just a drained looking dude?
It's just a drained looking dude right now.
Okay. As I'm running, try to run past him, but I'm going to just open fire.
All right, so I gotta shoot at it?
Oh, yeah.
All right, give me firearm. Let's pause for a sec. The submachine guns have 1d10 for damage, and they have a 10% lethality if you're firing full auto.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm just blasting at this point because I'm running and I'm running and gunning, essentially.
All right, let's see firearms.
So do I do it with a custom, or do I just shoot?
You guess plus 20 or close range.
Okay, plus 20. 75 out of my 81 plus 20 modifier, so success.
All right, so 10% lethality, so roll that.
25 out of 10, so I failed it, I guess, and so I did normal damage 7.
Yep, so the bullets just rip into this thing, and it screams. So as your shots are hitting this thing, it's ripping away like chunks of flesh and that stuff, and it's leaving just kind of like holes that are covered in cable again.
Okay. Well, I haven't stopped, so I shot at it and I'm trying to run.
Well, you shot at it, so that's your thing.
Okay.
So we're going to go back to Firestarter now. So Firestarter, you're kind of like on the ground, dodged out of this thing's way. What are you doing? You're going to shoot at it? You're going to try and get out of there? What's the plan?
I want to put some space in between me and fucking technovirus poison ivy, so I'm going to try to bolt out of the back door.
All right, so yeah. Give me athletics.
Yeah, baby. This old man can hustle. Never mind. This old man is the worst. 68% failure.
Yeah, you don't quite make it out of the house, but kind of as you're seeing this, the husk is starting to kind of slowly, jerkily kind of stand up and start moving towards you, starting to reform back into that kind of human mummified shape. All right, so you're shooting at this thing, Foxtrot. It kind of like lunges at you and tries to like grab you.
I've got a question. Does Florence hear the gunshots?
Oh, yeah, no. So, yeah, outside, kind of Florence hears the gunshots going off. Like, she probably hears some of the screaming coming from inside the house. And as we say that, the male of these mummies lunges at you, Agent Foxtrot, and it just kind of barely misses it. Stumbles at you, and its arms kind of goes flailing by your body a little bit. But it's real close now.
Okay.
What do you do?
So it's directly in my path to get towards the living room.
It kind of like charged at you almost is the way of thinking of it, yeah.
Okay, is there a way for me to either basically, since I've been in motion the whole time as I shot at it, I want to basically put some distance between me, but heading towards the exit I was planning to going to the front door.
So you're there, that's the problem. Like you got to the door as you were going to kick it, that's when it kind of tried to attack you, is the way of thinking of it.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and try to get out the house then, since I'm at the door.
Give me a strength check.
I'm getting the fuck out of there. Strength check?
Yep.
55, critical.
On the dot, baby. What the
Holy
fuck?
shit, it is on the dot. 55 out of 55 crit, baby.
Yeah, so you kind of managed to, like, you're shooting at this thing, it lunges at you, just kind of kick the door open, mid-start, kind of maybe put your shoulder into smash through it. You shot at the lock, so you had some kind of progress on that. So it kind of just swings wildly. You kind of stumble outside, but catch yourself, and this thing's kind of like on the ground where you were standing a couple seconds ago, or less than a second ago. It's not very agile. It trying to attack you definitely took something out of it, I guess is the way of thinking of it. And it kind of just turns to look at you and like extends a jerky hand towards you. It doesn't go outside the door though. It's on the ground, like looking maybe not angry, but definitely like almost tired and defeated might be the way of thinking of it. Florence, will give you a turn now too. So you see this thing in the door frame. You just saw Foxtrot bust out of the front of the door. You're looking at it like, do you do anything?
Yeah, I mean, I was like getting ready to run up onto the porch, but when the door like flung open, I stopped and like took a step back, and then seeing this thing, I'm gonna put a round of shot into it with my shotgun and use one of my elder shots.
From the shotgun or from the
shotgun?
All right, I'll shoot with your shotgun.
Gives me a plus 20 to hit, I believe.
Yep.
Let's go.
Okay.
Right under the money.
50 success. Well done.
All right. So the shotgun blast hits it, just kind of splatters against the ground. Like the shot tears another big chunk out of it. Like it's kind of like lurches for a second, just kind of falls to the ground and starts almost not dissolving, but maybe unraveling is the correct term. Like it's losing any semblance of human it had, just kind of it's falling into just a rat's nest of cable. Like it's still in a humanoid shape on the ground, but like it's just cable. It's like a sorted Cat 6 cable and maybe an extension cord or something, but it's just kind of a mess of cable on the ground now.
Are you okay?
I am, but Firestarter's still in the house.
Speaking of Firestarter, we're back inside with you. So you didn't quite get outside. This thing is kind of starting to come towards you. What do you do?
Still want to put some distance between me and the thing, so I'm still gunning for the back door.
All right, athletics.
Come on, creaky old body. I know you're like 38, which is fucking 70 in gay years, but 63 out of 60% failure. It keeps coming so close. So fucking close.
Yep. So it is now close, and it kind of like lunges at you, trying to grab you.
All right. Does it grab me though?
It does hit you. It rams into you full speed for 4 damage. It kind of like throws all its weight against you. It's surprisingly heavy for a small mummified looking woman.
4 damage.
Yep.
-3, so then I only take 1 damage. Thank goodness.
Yep. But it has kind of like pinned you to the ground, like it's on you at this point.
I yell out as loud as I can, "Ayúdame, por favor. Man down, man down."
So we're back outside. We have Florence, we have Foxtrot. Foxtrot, what are you going to do? You hear from inside just a smash sound followed by Agent Firestarter just kind of like screaming for help.
Okay. I'm going to basically lap around towards the back, not through the front door, obviously, but run around the side of the house. But I run past the car first and grab a grenade on the way.
That's not something you can do in one turn. You can like run to the car if you want to do that.
Okay. I will then quickly run to the car and grab a grenade.
All right. All right, so you're at the car. Florence, what do you do?
I'm going to run around the side of the house to the back door.
All right, so you do that. Firestarter, you're on the ground. This thing is kind of like snarling at you almost. Like it's starting to do that kind of weird separation thing it did when it first lunged at you. It's kind of on you. What are you going to do?
Is my gun arm free?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm just going to spray it with my submachine.
See that fire?
That's a plus 20 for close range.
Oh, yeah,
right?
no, it's...
Let's go.
15% success. I'm going to roll some lethality. Normal damage 11. So I'm basically pressing my submachine gun up to the chest of, like, is it like on top of me? I could like press it up against the chest.
Yeah, it doesn't try to pin a human, but it's kind of like very much on you. So yeah, the shot just rips this thing almost in half. It did a lot of damage for that, and it slumps off to the side some. It starts trying to pull itself back together. I will say, as you're looking at this, the cables kind of slowly snake across the ground back to the center mass almost. Give me a sand check.
22 critical. Oh, God.
You get to recover 1 point of sand damage even.
Wow.
As you critted on a sand check.
Hell yeah. Resolve.
It's like, I've survived worse. I'm doing better than I did the last house.
Yeah.
Seeing as how, like, I got, restricted and almost died.
Indeed. So we're back outside with Foxtrot. You're at the car. You're looking for a grenade?
Yeah, I grab a grenade from...
Give me a search.
All right. 65 out of 55 failure.
You're kind of like fumbling around in the kind of wheel hole. It's a weird sentence. In the wheel hole trying to find it. You're finding like ammo and stuff, but not necessarily a grenade, obviously, back there. Lawrence, what are you doing?
So I'm at the back door now, yeah?
Yep. And you can see this. Like you see on the ground, you see Firestarter's kind of like on his back. He just shot this thing. It's kind of off to the left, like maybe a foot away from him, kind of slowly recollecting itself.
And how close is he to the door?
He's right there. Like he almost made it kind of thing.
I'm just going to like step in and I'm going to use my elder hand and just like open palm shove this thing.
All right.
Unarmed?
Yep.
99 fumble.
All right.
Oh, no.
So you go to push your hand into it and its mass just opens for a split second and then condenses down on your hand.
Pain.
Oh, yeah. And this is not a good one.
Oh, no.
All right. One way or another, we're going to hurt each other.
So you feel whatever these cables are burrowing into your skin, like they're pricking into your body. You feel them forcing their way underneath your skin for 8 points of armor-piercing damage.
Very nice.
And also, you feel it slowly pulling your arm and the rest of you into its body. You don't feel a back end, though, to where your hand should be touching something. Give me a sand check.
I figured as much. 83 out of 69 fail.
1d6 as this thing slowly pulls you into itself.
Projecting the sanity loss of 3.
Nice.
I'm sorry, Firestarter. I
No,
did this for you.
It's completely understandable because you probably understand what I'm going to be doing next.
That's that.
Yep. All right. Firestarter, what are you doing?
I want to take out my knife. I think at this point in time, I'm going to try to cut off Dr. Florence's arm.
Shoot it. Just shoot it. Shoot it.
Okay. I put my knife back and I pull it. I
can just imagine this moment. Like, Florence is mad that Firestarter's the reason she has an arm in this thing. He starts pulling out a knife and she just like goes wide eye, like, no.
Just to shoot it. It's right there.
My bad, that was a bad idea. And then I pull the trigger.
All right, so yeah, you're at point blank range. This thing is indisposed. Just roll the damage on the firearm for this thing.
Okay. 7.
Yeah, so You put a bunch of bullets into it, kind of like tracking up its body, trying to avoid Florence's hand, and as you just kind of empty the rest of the clip into this thing, just directly down into the ground, eventually it kind of just like it seizes up and then kind of like flops to the ground, then starts just to dissolve out across the ground at this point. Like it kind of falls in that same almost like pile of cables at that point. Suddenly, Florence, your arm is kind of, you can feel your arm again. Like it comes back. It's surrounded by cables at this point again. Like it's back from wherever it was.
Yeah, I imagine like there are like gnarly holes in her wrist, and
well, the cables
like,
are still in your arm. You can pull them out though, but yeah, like they're no longer. It's kind of, you can feel the floor, I guess, where your hand is, if that makes any sense. Like it's no longer in that nebulous.
She's just gonna like, how far in are they to into the skin?
They're in, like.
Okay, I'm gonna let Firestarter deal with that.
Yeah, you're gonna pull your arm out though, I'm guessing.
No, because I might kill myself if I do that.
I mean, the cables are free. Like you could get your arm free from the rest of the map.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Firestarter deal with getting this shit out, though.
All right, cool. Let's get to the car. I'm gonna get an emergency kit. Let's get you treated up. Yeah. Florence, belt. Grab your belt. Wrap it around your arm, just so that way they don't dig deeper. I don't know.
Well, the cables aren't moving. They're just kind of inert at this point. They're just in her arm.
But at the same time, what Firestarter's thinking about is, are you now a vector?
That's fair.
She will take a tourniquet and tourniquet the arm for now.
As we're running around the corner, I'm going to yell at Foxtrot to start the car and drive. I'm going to need to deal with Florence's wounds.
I hear that, but I guess with all the adrenaline and stuff going on, I'm like hyper focused on finding a grenade really quick because I'm going to chuck that shit into that house.
Well, Florence is getting into the car, and you could use my med kit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Am I under extreme pressure right now, or is this one of those things where I could take a 20 on this first aid?
I'm going to make you roll first aid, and it will make sense in a second.
Okay.
Just roll first aid.
Do I need to do a search for the grenade finally so I can throw it into the house?
Are you sure you want to grenade the house this hastily?
Oh, yeah. My character's pissed.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What part of the house are you throwing it into?
I'm throwing it into the front door where I came out of.
Okay.
With the first responders med kit that I'm going to be using, I will be 75 out of 91% success.
Yeah, so the cables are just cables at this point. You pull them out, it's weird. Like the rubber casings on the outside of the plastic casings, they end at the skins. You're just kind of pulling thin runs of like wire out of her, almost like you're pulling a needle out in some ways. It's quite painful and unnerving for Florence, and actually, Florence, give me a sand check as you do this.
Ooh, is it finally going to happen? 69% fail.
All right, so this is 1d4 sand damage, is kind of like just these small cables are pulled out of your arm.
I'll take this damage. 1.
As I'm noticing Florence wincing, I grab my flask from my coat pocket and I give it to her.
She's like rummaging through the first responders kit, not even paying attention, finding like really good pain pills to take.
Cool. I just lay it next to her thigh then as I continue working.
Yeah. Now you get the cables out. It's incredibly painful. It's really messed up looking. You pull these cables out. It's really gory, but at the same time, not super gory. It's like you're pulling needles out of someone at that point. It's you've done worse as a fireman type of thing. Like this almost maybe feels a little bit normal as far as firemen are concerned. Like it's weird. This is a comforting moment despite being an incredibly messed up moment, because this at least makes some sense compared to the rest of everything you've just been through.
Not just that, but this is one of the first few times that Firestarter's background as a firefighter is like coming into like play and being useful, which is what?
Do I gain any hit points back?
Yeah, you get 1d4. We're going to divide it by 2 because he was more focused on getting those things out.
Completely understandable.
Yeah.
Do you want to roll it, Firestarter?
Do you really want the ghost of Father Fumble to roll this 1d4?
Absolutely. you made the check. You get to tell me how much I heal.
Redemption arc, dude.
3.
Let's go.
So that'll be 2.
Okay. She's popping some like hardcore pain pills.
Indeed. All right, so while this is all going on, Foxtrot, you're just standing there with a grenade in one hand looking at the house.
Yeah, and I'm fucking pissed. So I pull the pin and chuck that shit into the front,
All right,
through the front door.
give me an athletics check.
25 out of 59 success.
Trying to land it deep in the house. You're trying to land it kind of towards the front.
I guess, I mean, since the front door is pretty much open, as far in, I can throw it in through the front door.
Oh yeah, fantastic. So it goes into the house. You see it like roll down the rest of the hallway into the kind of like middle of the house, and it just goes off. It's not like a bomb, so it only kind of, you hear the boom, it kind of messes stuff up, like part of the roof blows off, like you hear kind of the house straining under its own weight at that point. You did some damage to the house. It's weird to say this, but nothing happens beyond grenade explosion. Like the house doesn't react. There's no reaction from the house itself. Like maybe you hear some water pipes that are now busted that are starting to leak or something, but it's all normal house reactions to a grenade being thrown into it.
That's fine. I mean, I'm blinded with rage right now. So for me, that was satisfying. But also, I'm very pissed at our contact who sent us here in the first place. So I am going to walk back to the car, or not walk, but basically run back over to the car, get in the front seat, and drive.
Are you sure you want to leave this place already?
There
are 2 rooms you did not search.
Yeah, you two need to go back inside and double check what else might be in there. I cannot come back in. I am high as fuck.
All right.
Yeah, you just pop like 8 Quaaludes. Just keep the tourniquet on. I'm going to bandage you up.
Shouldn't I take the tourniquet off now? Otherwise, I'm going to lose my goddamn arm.
I mean, sure. Just if, Florence, no hard feelings. If I come back and you're like spitting out cables, I will shoot you.
I would shoot myself.
Okay. Did you just throw a grenade into an empty house?
I don't respond. I just immediately head towards the trunk, grab more ammo, and then walk to the front glove compartment to grab the revolver. Because I believe the revolver has Elder Shot, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to go to the front. I'm like angry pacing towards the back when I grab the ammo. After I grab basically reload everything I need, I walk up to the front, grab the revolver, which I'm guessing now has the Elder Shot in it, right?
Yep.
Okay. I put that in my holster, and I just begrudgingly march right back towards the front door. And I call out to Firestarter, "You coming?"
All right. Well, he's partially nonverbal. Don't die. I will try to be the focus of this mission now, and don't blame me for anything else that may or may not happen. Take care. I get up and I follow Foxtrot in.